Hello artists! Today we are going to learn to draw some 3D cubes, learning a technique called one-point perspective. Okay, so you're going to take out the worksheet that looks like this, and it has step-by-step directions for you. You can do those on your own, or you can watch this video, or you can do both. You'll also need a pencil and a ruler or a straight edge paper strip. Okay, so let's get started. So this square here, this large square, is going to represent these smaller squares, and these are the individual directions. So the first direction has you drawing a horizontal line across the middle of your paper, and we call that the horizon line. That's where the sky meets the ground. It's an invisible line that our eyes help us perceive how shapes get smaller in the distance, as well as objects. So I'm going to take my ruler, or my straight edge, whichever you have, and I'm going to find roughly the middle. It doesn't have to be exact. And I'm going to press my ruler down, and I'm going to draw a horizontal line across the paper. Now I'm drawing very dark because I want you to be able to see the pencil, but typically I would draw very lightly when I'm doing something like this because there will be some erasing. The next direction has you drawing a dot somewhere in the middle. We call that the vanishing point. It's not real, but again, it's how our eyes understand the 3D world. So if I turn the paper over, if I have a horizon line, my vanishing point, you may have seen this in TV or in pictures where it looks like a road is getting smaller. It's really not, but as it goes further away in the distance, it recedes into this imaginary vanishing point, which is on the horizon line. Okay, so we have a dot. The next direction is you're going to draw some squares. But I would not freehand draw them. You have a ruler, which is a great tool to help you draw your squares. So if you don't have a ruler and you're using the paper strip, I'll show you how that works. Same way as the ruler. So I'm going to press this down on the left, and I'm going to draw a vertical line. Press this down a little over to the right, another vertical line. Switch it around and make a horizontal line and a horizontal line. So there's a nice square drawn with some straight edge. So I'm going to go down. I'm going to draw. That one is above the horizon line. This next one in the direction is on the horizon line. So I'm just going to use this guide of the top square. I'm going to use that for my next square. I'm going to use this guide just sliding down. Okay, so now I have a square on the horizon line. Then the next direction is you're going to want a square below the horizon line. So I'm lining that up. Okay, so now I have done step 3, which is to make 3 squares above, on, and below the horizon line. Now, they don't show you in the direction that putting dots in the corners, but I'm going to do that because it really makes it easier to understand. So I'm going to put a dot in each square on the corners. Okay, so you know where to draw your lines. So I'm going to actually go back to my ruler. You can use the straight edge or the ruler. I'm going to think about the vanishing point like a clock. So I'm going to have the ruler always has to touch that vanishing point. I'm going to slide it over till it meets the corner of that square. And if you hear that background noise, I'm sorry, that's my washing machine. It makes a little bit of a loud noise, so don't mind me. So what I'm going to do is at that top right corner, I'm going to connect the dots, pressing down with my ruler, making sure it's a straight line. Then I'm going to keep that ruler on the dot and go to this one and connect to the vanishing point. Then I'm going to take the ruler, still on the vanishing point, and slide it to the third one and connect. Now, you might be wondering, should you connect this one? In reality, this one would connect, but it'd be covered by this, so you won't see it. So if it goes through the shape, do not connect the dot to the vanishing point. So in this case, it goes through the square, so you're not going to connect that. Just leave it blank. So now I'm going to go to the next square. I'm going to put dots on all 4 corners of my square, and I'm going to start connecting. So line it up to the vanishing point, slide my ruler to this one, And then I'm going to look at these two. Again, if the ruler is going to go through the shape, you don't want to do that. And it would go through the shape here. So in this one, you're only connecting two. And I'm actually going to erase where the horizon line goes through the square. Okay, now I'm going to go to my bottom one and put dots on all four corners. And I'm going to connect to the vanishing point. Slide my ruler, still keeping the ruler right on the vanishing point. Slide it to this upper right corner of the square. Slide this one over. Now this one won't connect because it would go through the shape. So now you've done the fourth step. And we call these connecting lines that go to the vanishing point orthogonal lines. Can you say that word? I love saying it, orthogonal. Okay, now we're going to use another word, which I hope you remember from math. It's called parallel lines. So the next direction wants you to draw lines. This is the tricky part, that never meet. So parallel lines, think of two sides of a road. They follow each other and they never meet. That would be a meeting. Okay, so parallel lines, they could curve, the road could curve, but they stay the same distance apart. They never meet. This would mean they're meeting. This would mean they're meeting. So I want to make the sides of my square and turn this into a cube. I'm going to take the ruler like they show pictured here, and they have you, I'm actually going to just slide it over. So if you look at this vertical, I'm going to slide over. See how it's still vertical, like they would never meet. Okay, so, and then I'm going to do the bottom parallel to the square. So horizontal, I'm going to slide it down, not like this, not like this. It has to stay parallel to that bottom horizontal line and where it intersects with this side. Now, can you see the cube? If I erase this, that's why it's good to draw lightly, you have a cube. For this one, you're only going to do one side. So I'm going to slide the ruler over. Remember, vertical, not like this, not like this. You want to keep it parallel with the side of that vertical line. And now I'm going to erase this. I have my second cube. And my third cube is same thing. So I'm going to take the top of the horizontal edge of my square, slide it up. Remember, it has to stay parallel. Maybe you can see easier like this, parallel with this, like not like this. Make sure it is parallel with the top edge. And then I'm going to take the vertical side of the square, slide it over, not like this, not like this. Keep it vertical, nice and straight until it intersects here with this edge. And now I have three cubes, and then I could erase the rest of these orthogonals. Now, if you want to challenge yourself, I'm going to do it really fast. You could try it on the right side of the vanishing point. I'm going to draw three squares, one above, one on, and one below the horizon line. It's important to try to also practice saying these words. Horizon line, vanishing point, parallel lines, orthogonals. Those are all the words I'll be using with this 3D lesson. So I would continue. And this time I'm going to see the left sides of my cube. Remember, the part where it touches the vanishing point, that edge of the ruler or straight edge always touches the vanishing point. The angles change because they meet up with the corners of the squares. Now you could do the dots like I showed you before in this lesson where you would draw all four dots and see which ones go through the shape. But I just would like to show you a finished set if you want to challenge yourself. Oops. So this is the finished result. Here you see it here. Good luck. I hope you enjoy this lesson. We'll continue with our next 3D shapes soon. Take care.